welcome to another Twitching Hour.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Twitching Hour.
Oh, hi. We're still not sure it's working, so...
It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
Now the stream is working. We're just trying to get the stream up on our...
Are we sure it's working?
Yeah.
Is the mic working? I think it's working. Yeah, I hear some stuff.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the stream is working.
It is working.
What we're trying to do is just all see the comments,
if not,
on
we
the
can
stream.
see them on Nico's phone because it's huge.
Yeah. All right. So, Nico's gonna...
So hey guys, it's been such a long time since
it has been.
Done
it has been.
Twitching Hour.
And
Wow.
we've done so many things in the meantime.
Yes, we have.
So everyone here has been up to some pretty interesting stuff.
Yes.
Up to no good.
Up to no good. Other than Orshi, who's sadly had to stay home and work, but she couldn't make it to the stream either way. So there's been a lot going on. There's been a lot going on, and let's just start talking about it. I guess.
What's the biggest thing? Can I spoil there? The biggest thing that was going on?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ease into it. I'm just gonna lean into it. So lately, what have we been up to? So generally speaking, me and Roxy have attended this great conference in Bucharest. It's the third time we're attending. It's called DevPlay 2018, and it's this.
It's the biggest Eastern European game dev conference.
Yeah. But it's like an industry sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we be considered being in the industry. I don't know that we're in the industry, but it's very game developer and publisher oriented. It's sort of like a, and it's great because it's a place where you can just get together with your fellow indies and talk about games, and there's also great speakers. Every year, the speakers were just freaking amazing, and I'm going to talk about the speakers,
including this year,
especially this year,
because you were a speaker too.
Oh, I was a speaker too. Yeah, so I went to. I attended.
You were one of the speakers.
I attended 2 editions, and I was a speaker at 2. I attended 3 editions, and I was a speaker at 2 of them.
Great
so
job.
yeah. Let's just get this out of the way. We won something. All right, so we won something. We won Best Visuals at DevPlay 2018. You can show it a little bit closer to the camera.
Okay.
Now, as you can probably surmise from the fact that Kami has to hold it like that, I freaking broke the award. But I have a very good excuse for it. So I didn't really break it. It had like a stand. It had like a foot, like a thing that it was standing on, which is, I guess, why you call it a stand. And I knocked it over with my foot, and it just broke off. But we're gonna fix it. We're just gonna glue it back on. But again, I have a very good excuse for that. But it was very, very exciting. We were nominated for Best Visuals and Best Game, and we won Best Visuals.
Congratulations!
Thank you. It was sort of like a little bit like the Oscars, but at a smaller. You were there last time when we were also nominated, but we didn't win.
And we're so sad.
We were so sad.
But now I guess
nomination counts.
Nomination counts. Yeah.
But you wait to hear your name and you don't, and then you just...
But this year it was awesome. It was really awesome. So I think the nicest thing about it was just meeting everyone that we know from Bucharest and from throughout Romania. All the indies.
People there.
And the fact that people really appreciate what we do.
Yeah.
People. I mean, it's not that people here in our town don't appreciate.
They don't really understand.
They don't really understand exactly.
We're too niche for them.
Yeah, as in when we go there, it's like it's our tribe.
Yeah.
And Nick was calling Orshi for some reason.
Yeah,
in the middle of the stream.
Livy, can you see or maybe I can see the comments so we know what people are saying.
I hate this.
Okay.
Okay, nothing
With
worse.
the ads.
It wouldn't be a Stuck in Attic stream if we didn't have.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, everyone.
And pandemonium words.
Yeah.
And dark names I cannot read.
The thing is that normally we were reading everything off of a TV screen, but we don't have it working now, so it's gonna be one of those streams.
Maybe we're gonna make it work soon.
Yeah. Roxy, how'd you like the conference?
Since it was my first conference I attended, it was awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Livio, how did you like it?
I loved it, man. I had so many great moments, but I'm gonna keep talk. I'm gonna talk about those moments, but gonna do it a little bit later so that we don't bore everyone by talking too much about one thing, you know. So I'm gonna ask you, Kami, where have you been?
I've been everywhere.
You've been everywhere.
Yeah, so I didn't know Defplay was gonna take place right now. I bought some plane tickets a while ago. Like,
Yeah, the thing is
at
that
the beginning of the year.
it's usually in September. It's usually in September, and the thing is that this year they put it in October, and that's why neither Kami nor Niku could make it.
Yeah, so I've been on holiday.
You've been
Just
on
enjoying summer. I've been in Malta, and
Yeah.
then I've been in Malta for 4 days, and then I went to my sister in Milan,
And you met Andy in Malta.
Yes, I did.
Pandemonium, who we
Yes.
say hi to because
Hi,
he's
Andy.
watching.
Yes, and there was a huge conference in Malta. There were a lot of artists there.
Speaking of awesome conferences, I would love to attend
I
that
would have
one
loved
someday.
that, but it's a bit expensive. Maybe if we get rich with Gibbous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pandemonium art says, yay.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really excited about the conference. He was there, and I heard many good things about it.
Sorry.
And yeah, then I went to Milan, and I visited the city near the lakes, and I've been drawing all day long.
So you've been like charging your batteries, and now you're ready for work.
Yeah, man, I've been drawing so much study I've done.
Yeah, I know, because I follow you on Facebook and on Instagram.
I've been drawing all day,
Good.
and yeah, I've stayed in the sun and drew all day.
Well,
and,
it is Inktober, so
Yes, it is Inktober. And now I'm back to work. The holiday's over, and now back to Gibbous.
and you got a cold.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
So did I, and so did Niku.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Niku, tell us about what you've been up to.
Trying to make the Steam work.
the Twitch
Yeah,
page.
the Twitch page work. And,
Okay, yeah. So incidentally, Niku was on holiday too. 'cause
yeah, this
again,
was
we
a
didn't know.
holiday that I was planning for like, I don't know, 7 or 8 months or something
Yeah,
like
and that's-
that. And
That's the reason that you couldn't give up on it.
yeah, but we already done reservations on Booking.
Mhm.
I've visited 5 countries. I've been in Budapest. I've been in Prague. I've been in Bratislava. I've been in Dresden, and it's not working sadly.
Oh, come on, why not?
And I haven't. I think there is no internet.
Really?
And, yeah.
Oh, crap. Okay.
And I've been in Cracovia. So that's Hungary.
And you drove all over the place.
Yeah, I went by car. It wasn't such a long drive. I mean, in total, I drove like 25,000 kilometers. So
It's not working.
anyway, I was visiting a lot of very beautiful locations and cities, and seen a lot of awesome things.
Cool.
The town that I liked best was Budapest. The part of Budapest where is the parliament and the citadel and things like that, and they're really nice, especially at night. And the streets and everything there feels very good. Feels awesome. In Bratislava, the town, I mean, every 500 meters there's like construction happening. It looks like the entire town is getting a renovation. The entire capital is getting a renovation. Slovakia actually is a small country, and I think that I should visit in a few years. After they finish, I don't know, there was a lot of construction going on there.
So you enjoyed
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, it was.
But you
was
got
very
it.
good.
Judging by your voice, you sort of caught a cold toward the end
Yeah,
there.
in Poland I got a cold. But anyway, another thing that Poland is very similar with Romania. I mean, I don't know, I felt like at home there. And what I also appreciate in Poland is that everyone speaks English. At least even the person selling at the boutique in the street corner knows English very good.
Oh, that's cool.
And this was not the case in Germany. In Germany, I was in Dresden and almost no one knew any English. we had to understand each other using pictures. He's
Pictures?
like, I want
That's-
this, I want,
Oh.
and things like that. Another awesome thing about this trip that I found out is Google Conversations work really awesome.
What is Google Conversations?
Google Conversations is an application I'm going to show you.
Huh. This is not a
It's-
sponsored thing, by the way.
No, it's up to Google. You see English and Polish, and I can say, hello, how are you?
Oh,
And it says,
it actually says it out loud?
yeah. Hello, how are you?
Cześć, jak się masz?
Ah,
And
interesting.
it says in Poland, and then it expects a reply, and it translates back and forth. So it works very good. I mean, you can understand with each other.
Like a universal translator thingy.
Yeah, even in Romanian you can see it works. I mean, in Romanian, knowing both languages, it helps you. So if I put English to Romanian in conversation, hello, how are you?
Deci, ce mai faci?
You should never start a sentence.
Never
with
start a
that.
sentence with Dutch. Yeah.
Hello, I am happy to meet you.
Bună ziua, mă bucur să vă cunosc.
Ah, that's
You
pretty
see,
good.
so it,
That's cool.
and now acum ascultă română.
Și voi pune scuterele mele pe moană.
Oh, that
Can
was
I,
a
can I do
fail.
it?
Yeah, just press
I want to murder you.
Vreau să te omor.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Works
Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah, and it's the same. I mean, you can understand each other using Google Conversation. So I found
That's
it,
useful.
yeah,
That's useful.
really work in German and such. I could understand the other person.
The thing I like most about your trip from the pictures was that awesome hat. You had a
Yeah.
hat like a Soviet dictator. You had all these pictures where you were like looking into the distance and you're like, I'm about to conquer this. I want this
It
town.
was like I was looking
Take it
back
by-
to Mother Russia.
yeah. You're like, take this town by
With a very
nightfall. I
serious
want it.
face.
Most about your
Oh, sorry.
trip from no problem.
The pictures was
Yeah. So if we're looking at our phones, we're not distracted or anything. You just have to read the conversation, what you guys are saying here.
I can really see the comments.
Nice. That's nice. So Niku and Kami,
But you were also on a holiday with me before that.
I was also on a
on
holiday
two
before.
holidays. I was a
you
person.
can't. Yeah, you like we're
Yeah.
complaining about working our asses off, but we went on a holiday. You stayed home for like two days
2
and then
days,
went on a
yeah.
holiday again.
Yeah. Well,
That's nice.
life, yeah. And before that, we went to Corfu. Liviu. How was that? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I guess. Not so much. I
Liviu
mean,
is
it's-
not a holiday type.
I'm not a holiday. I like holidays for like 3 days. I mean, I just said it, man. I knocked it off. But I'm gonna tell the story. I knocked it down with my foot
Why
and
would
stuff.
you do that?
Because I was very nervous.
You knocked us out the trophy.
Here's the thing,
You destroyed the trophy. It's
Ram-
not even 1 week old yet. And
dude. Rami Ismail was playing our game, right? So I was very stressed out because it's a big deal, and he was giving us feedback and everything, and I had placed the trophy down by the stand and stuff by our booth, and I don't know what I did. I dropped my wallet or something, then I knocked it over with my foot.
Your wallet is too big. Liviu.
Yeah, it is.
well, we just need to build something here so it will stay like this, and
Well,
then
we
it
have.
can be.
Actually, this all happened because I bought women's jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went.
Is this something related transgender?
No. I'm gonna explain.
I don't judge. But
I usually never buy clothes without Kami, because she helps me out because I'm a complete idiot. And this time I had to buy some jeans because I needed to buy some jeans. And I went and I didn't notice that I was in the ladies jeans section. And actually
They fit.
I grabbed men's jeans and women's jeans, and the women's jeans fit me best, And
That's
I
what
only
she said.
no, seriously. And I only realized they were women's jeans when I reached
the women's fit jeans fit me
when,
best.
when I reached the cashier, But I was like, hey, they fit. What's the problem? I'm gonna tell you what the problem is, and it's like this. It's great proof of the wage gap because Women's jeans, the back pocket is a lot smaller than men's jeans.
Only the
pocket.
back pocket?
Only the back pocket. I mean, not only the back pocket, it's the
about
front
the-
pockets
My
too.
hand doesn't fit in here.
Yeah, okay, that's true. But you know, since
What about the middle section?
the middle section is alright.
Isn't like the
Stop looking at my
buttons
jeans. No, the buttons
the
are.
other
Is
way-
the women's jeans?
the other
Yeah.
way around?
I don't think so. Are they supposed to be on the
Does
left or
it-
on the
I
right?
don't know. I knew something
Does it-
like that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's
also
like
do
an.
that.
I think that's like an urban
Oh,
That's
legend.
I
your-
never cared enough to check.
Yeah, me neither.
That's okay.
Everything fits in there nicely, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
You just keep them a bit lower.
No. Let's not elaborate on that. But the thing is that I don't know about the front pockets because I don't use those very much. But the back pocket is very very small, and my wallet keeps like popping out of it, and that's why I dropped it. So I dropped it and I went to pick it up and I hit the award with my foot, and that's why it broke. So it all came down to me buying women's jeans, so it's not necessarily a good idea. But anyway,
But how was the conference?
yeah, okay, let's talk about the conference.
The women's jeans gave you confidence, and high heels made you feel like you could conquer the world.
The conference was amazing. As I said before, because we met a lot of friends that we made during the previous editions, and it was super cool. What's super cool is just showing the game and people really caring about it. And everyone was asking us when it's going to be done. And I don't know, ask Roxy. I think Roxy was sick of me saying that, well, we had problems with Dawn and stuff. And I'm going to talk about that too. Everyone was asking when it's going to be, when it's happening and when it's dropping and stuff. Sadly, as was the case with previous editions, I didn't see 10% of everything that I wanted to see because I was just busy talking to people and checking out stuff and networking basically. But what I did attend was Rami Ismail. I don't know if you guys know who Rami Ismail is. If not, I'm just gonna. He's this dude. He's in an indie game studio called Frombeer, and basically they are super good at what they do and super famous. And Rami basically goes to his entire life is just going to conferences and talking about indie games and helping indies and stuff.
So cool.
So he gave the keynote address. It was super awesome. A lot of fun. Before that, the Ministry for Communications from the Romanian minister for communications came and said that they're giving away like 90
I
something
read an article.
million
on it.
euros
It's so cool.
to the IT firms in Romania, like funds that you can access.
I have to see
And
about
that's
that.
yeah, that's game dev too. Like I don't have I'm not too hopeful about that, but
I'm
you know.
not. But I've been complaining for so long that the Romanian state doesn't help indie studios and
That's true.
game industry at all in Romania. I'm really curious to see if
They
If they
still
actually
won't
do.
help. Only
I'm really
big
curious to
companies.
see. I don't know. Are you sure?
You have to be eligible. You have to have some kind of CAEN stuff.
What?
Cayenne, whatever. It doesn't matter.
What's that?
It doesn't matter. Details. The idea is that they're giving away some money and maybe we can get our grubby hands all over them. But that's not important. So, what is important is that, Rami is awesome. And he gave the address. And then, basically what happened, I'm just going to skip to the important stuff. So I had a talk that was called Choosing Your Genre, the Ups and Downs of Sticking to Your Dream. Basically, my talk was about how we came to make an adventure game, why an adventure game, and how we're sticking to it. Even though it's not necessarily like the hottest genre happening right now and stuff, and even though it's a niche thing, And I think it was pretty well received talk. I timed it to 30 minutes. Obviously, since I was super stressed, I went through it in 20 minutes and there were like 10 minutes of Q&A, but that was super fun because I answered questions. It was fun. A lot of people asked us how we got Geralt's voice in the game. And, I just explained it. In case you guys don't know, we went to Adventure X last year, me and Kami, and Doug
We're gonna
Cockle.
be there this year too.
Yeah.
If you're coming.
Doug Cockle was on a panel there, and I just hijacked him as he was leaving the conference, and I was like, Mr. Cockle, not this game because we don't have the money for it, but next game you're going to be in our game. I can promise you that. And he just gave me his card. He was like, let's make it this game. And then we worked it out eventually over many, many moons. But we did work it out. So the idea, the conclusion is that you just need to stick to your dream and just ask people for stuff. Like
yeah, you have
there's
to have
nothing.
the confidence of asking people.
Yeah, because
stuff.
there's nothing to lose. What are they gonna do? They're gonna say no at the worst.
Yeah.
And this is exactly. I wish you had been there for Rami's keynote. Maybe you're gonna be able to see it because this is exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah,
too.
I also seen you gave me a GDC video which also said about that. Just
Yeah, it was the guy from
having the
No More
courage
Robots.
to ask
Yes,
people.
exactly. So guys, ask people for stuff.
Yeah.
Don't ask us for stuff because we're gonna definitely say no to anything you ask us. But it was fun. When we went there, I thought I was gonna be miserable because I had a cold. I was feeling horrible. Roxy had to carry me to the hotel. Not really, but I really was feeling horrible. But I don't know. I went to sleep early and it was like magic.
And then
I think indie games helped me.
transmitted it.
Yeah, and now I think Roxy's the only one who didn't catch a cold. Huh, because she's young, but Anyway, that was fun. Maybe the most initially stressful, but one of the most satisfying things about the conference was I knew that I was going to be on an art panel, right? The thing is that the discussions all happened on my office email while I was away from the country, while I was abroad, and I didn't have access to my office email. And so when I made it to the conference, I found out that I was going to moderate an art panel in front of, I don't know how many people it was, but like it was this huge hall. And to be honest, I didn't have the time to research who the people I was going to do the panel were. And I found out that one of them, Oscar-nominated VFX guy, had worked on a lot of games that I loved, like Skate and stuff on SSX. He came from the movie industry. He had worked on AI. He had worked on Twister. He had worked on Minority Report. Okay, and the other guy was the cinematic supervisor for Blizzard Entertainment. So, needless to say, man, I was scared shitless because
It's good that you know before. It's good that you didn't know.
yeah, actually,
earlier.
the guy from Blizzard
Yes,
wasn't supposed to be on the
really
panel,
scary.
but the other guy, due to some problems, had to bow out, and then the guy from
Yeah.
Blizzard replaced him. And so, 1 hour before, I had no idea what we were going to talk about. And the first thing that I asked, I asked the guy making the Blizzard cinematics, I was like, I remember when StarCraft dropped and we were so amazed at the cinematics, and it's incredible to think that right now you can see those kinds of graphics in real time right now. And how was it not just witnessing that, but just being part of it? And he was like, I just gave a talk about this like half an hour before, and I was like, oops, because I didn't have. Roxy attended that talk. Was it good?
Half of it.
Half of it?
Sadly.
You're a big Blizzard fan, right?
Yeah, but I enjoyed that half very much.
All right. Well, I didn't have time
You
to attend
only
it
enjoyed the half?
because she only saw half of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was crazy, because we had our booth and there were only the two of us. Someone needed to be most of the time at the booth, ideally speaking. No, we can't make it to DreamHack, unfortunately.
Where's DreamHack?
DreamHack, we got invited to DreamHack, but our schedule is so crazy.
Is it the one in Sweden?
Yes, but our
I
schedule.
think it's pretty hard to get there.
It's pretty hard to get there, and we need to finish the game and also attend another conference.
It would take us a
November.
lot of effort to get there.
Yeah, but anyway, getting back to that talk, it was super fun. Like, I was actually, once it started, I was less nervous than giving my own talk, because these guys, they knew a lot of stuff. It was just super. I was super honored that I was given the opportunity to
Yeah.
talk to these guys who just.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I wish at some points I wish it were just the three of us, and I could just ask them a lot of stuff. There was so many things I could ask of them, but it was just a half an hour, but it was awesome. And these were pretty much the highlights. We partied with a lot of people at night. Caught up with friends. Talked to people from Xbox and Nintendo, and there were talked to a guy from Valve. There were a lot of people that you could it's really worth it.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you're an indie dev,
Sad
it's
I didn't
really
make it
worth
this year.
attending because there's a lot of people from the industry and they're very helpful and nice and friendly, and you can just grab them as they pass by and just ask them stuff and they're gonna answer. But the most awesome part from my point of view, and I think Roxy's too, I'm not sure, was the fact that Rami Ismail just he's a very cool dude. He just I think he played all the games in the expo because he's just all about games. And he was really taking his time, man. We were like the very last game, right? Like we were the very last booth. He was just taking them all in order and spending a lot of time and stuff. We're like stressed out because the award ceremony was about to begin and we didn't know what was gonna happen. And since it's with just me and Roxy, we were stressed out, because we wanted to go and see the awards ceremony, but someone had to stay and, if Rami was going to play our game, someone had to be there. And I was like, Roxy, you have to stay here with Rami. And, Roxy was like, no. Oh, anyway, the good part was that everyone went and saw the awards ceremony. And then we came back. We came back with a prize, with an award. And then we came back and finally...
And you broke it.
And I broke it. Yeah, that did work. That did work in our favor at the end. You were there, actually. You saw that happen. So Rami played our game, and what can I say? He liked it.
Yeah.
He liked it. The thing is that he spent so much time with the other games because they were different genres, and he could give them critique the game mechanics and stuff. But with an adventure game, that's what he said. This is what he said. It looks beautiful. It's well written. I don't know what the story is. I don't want to get it spoiled. How can I help you? Such a nice guy. Just such a nice guy. And we talked about just asked him nicely about ways that he could help us gain a little bit of exposure. And super 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 nice guy. And the feedback that we got from him from the game was basically stuff that I sort of maybe intuited part of it, but it's stuff that, again, since you're working on the game, it's very hard to be objective about it and notice these things. So basically his feedback was mostly onboarding stuff, and pretty much on what onboarding is basically making sure that people who have never played a game in your genre, understand what they need to do, right? Because for us, it's very clear that you have a mouse, there's hotspots, you can pick up something. But you're operating from the assumption that you already know what a point-and-click adventure is. You already know that you have an inventory and you drag stuff. And, it was like, this is very easy to do. Just tutorialize it. Use something like if you're at the beginning of the game, we have that part where you need to pick up an object and throw it at another object, right? Theoretically, it's very simple. But he was like, add a timer, and if 30 seconds pass and the person didn't pick up the object and throw it, because they didn't figure out, just have a huge arrow just pointing at the inventory.
Overlay.
Huh? Or overlay.
No, overlay.
Yeah.
No, it's like a sprite overlay that it's like a line and a text.
Right.
You can pick this up.
Right, exactly. Because he said, because
this makes a lot of sense. Like I remember even with the demo with the Kickstarter, I've asked my friends to play it, and they're not gamers, so they don't really know that much. But
and they didn't know what to do.
They didn't know what to do. They were like, "What do I need to do in this game? I don't get it."
It's very true.
If you would have made a lot of tutorials at the beginning to show them what the interaction is, and
there's also there's an explanation why we didn't get a lot of this feedback, and that's because we mainly targeted our game to people who love adventure games, and you don't need to explain that. They know that they need to pick up and stuff. But this is what I was asking him. I was like, look, I know that most people who play adventure games, not necessarily that they support us or want it, but at least they've heard of us, because it's a pretty small niche. But what we need to try is just to appeal to a wider audience. This is also something that I talked about in my talk, where I was like, you don't want to scare people, and you don't want to make them feel like they're playing something that they won't understand or that only a subset of people understand. You want them to experience it. And what Rami was saying, and he's right, is that it's very easy. You don't need to do a lot of tutorializing. It's very easy to onboard people with point and click because it's like two mechanics, You just pick up stuff, use it on stuff, talk to people, and then use stuff on stuff in the inventory, and that's it. You just click stuff.
And make it more clear when stuff go from the screen into your inventory.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good feedback.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so he played like the intro part of the game, and then he had an interview. He had an interview that took quite a while, but he was like, "Yeah, I like it." I mean, he was like, "I don't normally play these games. I used to play them a lot when I was a kid, but you got a beautiful game here, and how can I help you?" And it was very, very nice. he tweeted about us. He tweeted about the 3 games to watch at Defplay, and called it a beautiful classical adventure
Really?
with cats.
Aw.
Yeah, it was very nice. And super nice guy. And then we went to dinner with him. Because he was like, you guys want to eat? We're like, yeah, we want to eat.
I can't believe you that then I was alone all day and I was just so bored. And
Aw.
I wanted to see what the deal was with the prize and everything. I was so excited. And he was, no, I have to go to dinner with this guy. He's super awesome. Okay. Tried
Yeah.
to call you like 3 times and I couldn't.
I mean,
get
what
to
can I say, you know? But we didn't, it wasn't like we took him hostage and
Yeah, I know. But I'm really
squeezed
happy for you.
information out of him.
It sounds like you had a great time.
No, it was just very casual. You know, afterwards we talked about a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. Man, this guy's life is fascinating, man.
Yeah.
He told us in this 1 month, in the 1 month before, right? He flew to 11 countries.
Wow.
That's freaking crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, I'm so tired of flying and I've only been to like, very few places this month, but I feel that I don't want to see planes anymore.
And I actually remember what
I
you were
don't know how he
saying
does
about the radiation, right?
Yeah.
And he said that that's the true thing. And there's like this there's this, how do you call it? There's this limit. This limit that you're not. I mean, nobody really. They don't stop you from getting on a plane, but you need to know it yourself. You know, this
Well,
limit
it's
of
like getting the
15
dental
something.
I must
radiation.
bring my Geiger counter.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
joked. I said that you're probably setting off Geiger counters everywhere. But he was like a very chill dude, and I think I liked him so much also because he sounded a lot like Seinfeld. Like the way he talked, he was like Seinfeld, and a funny guy. So yeah, that was great. That was so great. You know, just being able to I don't know, schmooze, maybe not the best word, but just like to talk to people who are way bigger than you and way more
Yeah,
important.
it's so inspiring to
Yeah.
interact with people who've done amazing stuff because you get to see that, wow, this is possible. You know, if he can do it and he's standing here in front of me, I can do it too, and it's so inspiring. It's so
Absolutely.
different when you hear about people reading about them or seeing them on TV or something because somehow don't relate that they're human too and
Absolutely.
they started from nothing and got to where they are. So yeah, these conferences are great in that sense that they allow you to get so much energy and enthusiasm for what you're doing.
What do you call those things that you put around your neck?
I don't know. What do you put?
Collars.
Scarves, right? Scarves.
Collars.
Well, you know, that's not what I meant. But anyway, so when me and Kami went to Corfu, we had a very
yeah.
shitty luggage.
We can talk about that if you want to have some.
No, I just want to say that there's a constance there. I don't know why I
Oh,
thought about
okay.
this. We're just jumping from one thing to another like we always do. So when me and Kami went to Corfu, we had a very shitty luggage, and all three handles on it broke. Right. So before we even reached
got
the
there,
plane,
yeah.
and Kami was very smart. And
I am
intuitive.
smart like that.
She is very smart like that, very practical. And basically, what she did, because we had like a kilometer when we arrived, we needed to walk to our Airbnb, and we had like
2.5 kilometers
yeah.
to get there.
and no way of dragging the luggage
And
around.
it was hard. It was like 15 kilograms.
So Kami took out her scarf
Yes.
and just fashioned like a
Do it yourself. Handle.
fashioned like a handle out of her scarf, and that's how we dragged
It was
our
pretty easy
luggage.
after that. Yeah.
Well, what I want to say is that actually I needed to use a scarf in pretty much the same way when we went to Bucharest, but not for the same reason. Things that we had this huge luggage, like really big, because we didn't just bring our laptop. We brought Kami's monitor too because it's bigger and get a different impression. But the thing is that the train that we got into was not its luggage compartment above our heads. It wasn't designed to hold luggage this big.
Oh.
And I was afraid that, the moment the train put a brake, if there was like a sudden brake or something, it was just going to fall over me and either crush my skull, or if I was a bit more lucky, like just crush my knees and stuff. So thankfully I had my kufia that my mom brought me from Egypt or whatever, and I used it to fasten it to. So we were like doing solving point and click puzzles as we were going to Bucharest. So yeah,
I think crushing skull is better than crushing knees.
I think yeah, because
It's
at least
better
you
to die.
could go instantly.
Maybe you don't die,
yeah.
maybe you just become a vegetable.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, see, making adventure games is good, and you have ideas to do stuff like
Yeah,
that in real life.
you know what to do just in case. just in case.
And you just thought of a new puzzle.
Yeah, that's true. Use scarf on luggage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tighten it up.
The thing that sucks is that I don't want to complain about Romania or something, but our infrastructure kind of sucks.
Kinda.
Yeah, it really
Kinda.
sucks. Okay, it really sucks.
I've just been in 5 countries and I can tell you that we are so far behind.
Oh yeah.
The thing is that, Niku...
I don't even have the words. I didn't imagine things were
Okay, let's not
worse.
go that far. I don't really want to go into like a very detailed complaint there. It's just that, Niku is a very good driver. He loves driving.
So-
But I just dread having to drive for too long. I only drive through the city and stuff. So there was no way that I was going to drive through Bucharest, especially since Bucharest traffic is crazy.
And it's
So-
pretty far away.
Yeah,
And-
in Poland they drive like they do in the Bucharest.
Really?
Yeah, I felt like home. No, I mean in German and other countries, people were like,
People are very
yeah, you can
strict.
pass, and
Okay,
they drive chill and things like that. In Poland, like I was in there was an intersection there of roads, and nobody allowed me to make a left. And
So you're like, oh, I'm at home.
yeah, I felt like this is like Bucharest.
Yeah. So the
Um,
thing is, how far are we from Bucharest? Like 300
Yeah.
something, 400 kilometers?
300.
350, right?
Yeah, something like that.
350? Something like that.
Something
Kilometers.
like
If you take the train theoretically directly to Bucharest, I think it takes you something like 10 hours or 12 hours or something crazy like that, because there's no direct connection. So what we needed to do was I had to drive to a town 60 kilometers away and leave my car there and get the train from there, and
It
it's
was complicated.
basically it took us.
You spend like a whole day on the road.
Yeah. Like if we flew, we could have made it to New York, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks about infrastructure, and especially if you don't have a car, you can't carry stuff that's too big. Like last edition, we had the big screen,
Yeah.
and it was like a different impact. It has a different impact.
Yeah. And when we go to Adventure X in London, we're gonna have to do it again
Yeah,
with the monitor.
but that's exciting. We're going to Adventure X. So Adventure X is the biggest, and I think the only, I'm not sure, but it's definitely like the biggest narrative games convention. And it happens in London. We were there last year, but we weren't exhibitors because I forgot to register. It was too late to register. I mean, we sort of guerrilla style showed our game there because it was like we found an outlet and we just plugged our laptop in. People came and played it, and we're just like,
And nobody yelled at us.
Nobody yelled at us, so that was good. But this year it's super awesome. Well, it was super awesome last year too, but this year it's great because it takes place in the
British Library.
British freaking library, which is very exciting. And I'm
It's like the Miskatonic library.
yeah. I'm gonna find a little bit time. I don't know if we're in the Harry Potter looking side of
Probably
it.
not.
Probably not, but we're gonna visit that either way if we get a chance. And again, very cool panels, and this time it's it's even better in a way than DevPlay because it's our people. It's people making narrative games, and people understand even more what we're doing. Not that people at DevPlay didn't, but this is really our niche. And I'm very happy because it was, being an exhibitor there. It's free, but there was quite the competition because there were like 20 games selected out of 80. Something, and we got selected, so that was pretty nice.
Yeah. The only thing I dread is the cold. I remember how
Oh
cold
god,
we
the
were
cold, yes.
last year, and I started preparing for that.
We just complain on these streams, right? We just
I
complain.
bought a wool sweater so that I'm not gonna freeze to death again this year. Because last year I couldn't do it. Like psychologically I broke because of the cold. I just started crying because it was so cold I couldn't get warm. We were staying in a very cold Airbnb that had no heating. It was so cold. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was
I really hope
absolutely.
Yeah, and that after a night of spending time with Adventure X other attendees
Yeah.
in the pub on the terrace at 3 degrees Celsius all night.
I think we're just weak Southern people.
Yes, it was so bad. And nobody wanted to stay inside where it was nice and warm. Everyone
Yeah, because
stayed on the
actually,
terrace.
when I went to the pub, I had my pajamas on me and my clothes on, and then I sort of spent a little bit of time inside the pub, and I got really warm, and so I took my clothes off, and I was in my pajama top. I could have I could have stripped down to my pajama pants too.
I
But
took my clothes
nobody
off.
really realized, you know. I mean, it was
Or in
dark.
a
People were
pajama in a
drunk.
pub in England.
Yeah, you know. What the hell?
We were trendy. And
took
inside
my
our
clothes
place
off.
at the Airbnb, when I went to the bathroom, I had to take my winter coat on me and my hat to go to the bathroom. And when I wasn't going somewhere in the house, I was staying under the blanket with all my
Yeah.
clothes on and just freezing.
So
It was-
we don't have an Airbnb right
No,
yet,
we
right?
need to find one.
need to
But
find
they're so
one.
expensive in London. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
We need to ask.
London
First
is
thing we
very
ask
expensive
is
place.
there heating?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, that
have
was
to
that
prepare
was,
for
but
that.
that was the only downside to it.
Yeah.
Um,
Other than that, it was.
Oh no,
it
no, there also was another downside to it, a small
Oh yeah,
downside.
I know.
What?
You thought that if you look at the Google Maps arrow, it points you to the
Oh,
right
not that.
direction. And every
Hey,
time we got on a bus, we got on a bus.
Am I right about that?
In a different
Wait a minute.
direction.
Am I right about the little arrow thing?
You were right the first day, but after that it started working well.
Okay.
Okay, for me it doesn't show the arrow anymore. It just shows like something like that. And
Yeah,
for me
that's-
it works good now. But
The thing that we're talking about is the
last
fact
year
that
or when we
the
used
Google
it,
Maps
didn't
arrow
work.
just doesn't, like, it's an arrow. It's supposed to show you which way to go, and it
Yeah.
just goes all over the place, crazy like.
But when we returned from Bucharest, it worked fine.
I don't know.
It was
Apple-
really showing you the good direction.
For walking, Apple navigation worked the best for me. In Budapest, in Bratislava, so Apple Maps for me worked best. And what's also really cool about Apple Maps is that it is integrated with TripAdvisor.
Oh.
And you can see all the locations and ratings with TripAdvisor. And for walking, I found Apple Maps the best.
Stop advertising.
It was really
He's
the
paid-
best. I was really,
He's
I
being
mean,
paid by
with
Google
car,
and Apple.
I drove using Waze, you know, because Waze can give you real-time traffic information, but for walking, nothing compared with Apple.
Nothing
Nothing.
compares.
No, there was also someone in our group who was using Google and he was like, we should do, I don't know, a left, Google is confused, it doesn't show me. Apple knows.
That's cool.
Yeah, really, for walking, I found it best.
That's pretty cool.
And it also gave me real-time information on my watch. And I was like walking and it's like bzz, 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 and I was looking 30 meters, go right.
Man, we're living in the future.
Yeah, it's
Seriously.
really awesome.
it was for the first time I had internet when I went to Milan, and I could use Gmaps, and I wanted to go from one place to meet my sister, and I always took that route, and I thought it was the shortest one. It was actually like the route
You
was
were,
like
like,
this, and I was
circling.
going like that, something like that. I was just taking the opposite direction, and I didn't know why it took me like an hour and something when it was supposed to take 20 minutes. And now I know with Google Maps, man,
Now you know.
I've been doing, and I relied on my sense of orientation, which was absolutely off. Just
Same
taking
here.
me in almost complete opposite direction.
Same
It's
here.
crazy.
And you know, you guys know, I mean, everyone here has been to the place. Like DevPlay is takes place, like it's actually in the cinema part of the biggest mall in Bucharest, and it's a gigantic mall. And the first time I saw Rami after the keynote address, I saw him leaving the place with some guys to go to lunch, and I didn't know whether he was staying some more or not. And I said, you know, I have to run to the guy and give him a card and ask him if he'll be around to play our game. And so I was so laser focused on him because he had quite the advance on me. I was so laser focused on him that I didn't pay attention to where I was going. I was just like, need to get to him, need to pass card, need to ask. So I grabbed him and he was like, yeah, man, don't worry. I'm coming back. I'm going to play all the games. Don't worry about it. And I was like, cool. I gave him the card. I turned around and I was like, where the fuck am I? Because that place is huge. Like, how much did you have to walk just to get to a place where you could buy stuff like water?
15 minutes.
15 minutes,
What?
right? Yeah, just you had to walk for 15 minutes through the mall just to get to a Carrefour where you could buy water. So it was a little bit crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But I'm so thankful because I was feeling so sick when we went there, and with the exception of like it was crazy. Once I got done with all my talks and everything that I was supposed to do, that's when I started feeling really sick. Like sick in the sense that I think I hadn't been eating well, and I think my blood sugar was really dropping. And I felt horrible, but thankfully thankfully we went somewhere and I got a couple of sneakers and some teddy. And I got me some blood sugar in me. And sadly, that's when I met Adrian, which is, I don't know if he's watching, but it's super nice guy, one of our voice actors, and we met and it was super fun, but I'm so sorry that I was such a zombie that I was just barely holding on. So I
drink less.
No man, I hadn't.
I'm joking.
But I really hadn't been drinking. I hadn't drank at the
no cocktail.
I drank one, like the previous night I drank one Cuba Libre and one water. That was it.
Virgin Cuba Libre.
No, it wasn't virgin.
It was slutty.
It was super slutty Cuba Libre. And we met another one of our friends, also called Adrian, from Gameloft, which I don't know if he's watching, but hey there, we had a lot of fun hanging out with you.
I also met some game devs in Malta.
Oh,
When
yeah,
I got
you
out
did.
the plane, somebody called for me and said, "Oh, you're making game us."
The guys from Rift Brigade.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, from Cluj.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Oh, did you meet the guy with the
There were three of them.
game with the island and the water coming up?
Raiders of the Lost
yeah,
Island.
exactly,
Yes,
yeah.
they were there. They were there.
Cool.
We didn't get to talk too much because it was, like so much craziness going there. Yeah, but they were there, yes. And actually, Rami mentioned them too. So the games Rami mentioned as the games to watch at DevPlay was their game, Raiders of the Lost Island, our game, and I think the game Roxy expects most after, other than Gibbous. Critique Gaming's Interrogation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And they won best game.
And what about the St. George?
St. George, we met St. George.
Oh, you did?
We met St. George. He just married. He had just gotten married,
He
or not
got
just.
married.
He got married,
St. George.
and they were going on their
I didn't see
honeymoon.
any pictures.
Dude,
But did they participate too?
yeah, they had a but
with the same game?
with the same game. The thing is that Unreal, like Epic Games, had a different indie booth, like where they were showing the Unreal game, and that's where Sergio from Unbound was, and the guys, and but St. George didn't hang around for too much. It was the
He's
other
a married
guy.
man now.
Yeah, but he was in like his priest garb and everything. But we met that when we talked a little bit more was when we came back on the train. They were like in the next compartment. They were going on a mini honeymoon like thingy to Brussels.
St. George is married.
Yeah, man.
With whom?
His wife, I think. No, I'm positive. He's married to his wife. Very nice girl. And we talked. We shot the shit until from Bucharest to Brasov. It was super fun, man. Like I realized that I talked to more people. I mean, I talked to less people other than my family and you guys in Târgu Mureș maybe than I talked to people in Bucharest over the course of 2 days. Yeah, because all we do is just sit and work on the game. So we don't really have a social life here. And it's super, like everyone we met in Bucharest was super, super nice. Love those guys. Sort of having regrets that we're not there.
Yeah, I know.
But we can't. I mean, we can't all move to Bucharest. 'Cause
I
it's
wanna
already.
live in
We'll have
Poland.
It's already
we
fucking
have to-
crazy over
I
there.
told you, we have to make a Gibbous theme park here and just
Theme park.
with buildings like from Gibbous and bring game devs here and
Yeah.
make us like a huge city in Transylvania where everyone makes games.
Like a Dracula park, but it's a Gibbous
like,
park.
Yeah. I showed you guys some pictures to where I've been. I was in Malta and we were on a beach and my sister said, "Hey, you want to go to Popeye Village?" And I said, "Yeah, whatever." I didn't know what Popeye Village was. We just had to walk for an hour to get there, but it was a very nice day. And so let's just walk. And when it was pretty far and we got lost thanks to Google Maps, of course.
Oh my God, this is like.
We walked for like 2 hours. But anyway, we got there just before the sunset and I was happy we arrived to our destination. And when I got there, it was over a cliff. And oh my God, when I saw Popeye Village, I just went crazy. Because it was the movie set from the original musical, 1980 Popeye musical. And it was so beautiful, like all the houses were so small and distorted, like the roofs were cartoony and everything. It was a miniature village with just everything you need, like a post office and terraces and boats and everything from a small town. And it was so cute. And I said we had to make that. We had to make that for Gibbous. It would be really cool.
Yeah, I know, dude. I am tired. I don't just look tired.
And then we bring people to Transylvania to come visit the Gibbous.
Yes.
The Gibbous theme park.
Gibbous theme park.
We'll create tourism here. It would be so. That village was so beautiful. It was the most beautiful thing I've seen this year.
Yeah, I love the cartoony look of it. I wish we
You
could
cannot
visit that
tell
sometime.
how cartoony they are from the pictures. They don't look so cartoony in the pictures, but in real
It's,
life,
it's like the roofs, right?
Yeah, everything is like the houses are like this, and the roofs are. I'm not joking. They're like bent like that and super distorted.
I
and
love
it's
that.
crazy.
I just that's the Robin Williams movie.
I don't know. I
think
haven't
so.
seen the movie.
I think so.
I
We need
didn't
to
know
watch
what to
it.
expect.
We
I
need
was
to
just
watch
so
it.
blown away by how cute everything was. But too bad that it was closed already.
Oh man.
And we couldn't get in.
So no, I was just saying that. Yeah, I know. I look tired. We are tired because it was a very intense 2 days. But we also, all of us, got colds. Like, so that's one of the reasons. Except Roxy. Roxy's fine.
Yesterday I got a bit of a sore neck.
You got? Oh, okay. Sorry.
I was in
about that.
denial that it's not summer anymore.
Yeah, and you didn't dress.
I didn't dress accordingly.
Accordingly.
It was really, really cold one evening. And then
Yeah.
I got sick.
And now to just quickly touch on less happy stuff. So I don't know how many of you guys know, but Don, our main voice actor, has been having some very serious health issues with his like his spine, I guess. And he doesn't yet know whether he's going to get an operation or not. He's feeling marginally better. I think he's off. He was on some very heavy medications, but he's off them now. He did say that he's going to record the voices soon.
That's amazing.
So I'm very conflicted as to I'm very conflicted as to officially updating all the backers on this or not, because I talked to him again today. You know, he doesn't answer all that often because I guess it's, you know, stuff. He did say that he's gonna get all the recording done in time. So sadly, I don't know. Like we were gearing up initially for an October release. That obviously is not happening anymore. And the thing is that we need to really, I know everyone is expecting the game, but realistically speaking, if we launch, it's like we want to localize it, we want to test it, we want to have all the voices, we want to make we want to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. And also releasing in November or December is pretty much suicide for maybe almost any game, you know, and indie games especially.
Game, yeah.
Because people hold on to their budget for, you know, like their Christmas budget usually goes on AAA games, and they're all, I mean, not all AAA games release during that time, but a lot of them, you know, and we just can't compete with that. I mean, we're not in direct competition with any AAA games, obviously, but, you know, we're competing with people's budgets.
And time.
So,
yeah.
given this fact, you know, given the fact that it would be commercial suicide to release in November or December, and the fact that we still need to get stuff from Dawn, and also the fact that cinematics depend on those voices, and the fact that we are localizing in eFigs and maybe more languages, and the fact that we need to test this because we've had some problems with the cutscenes that we hadn't happened before because we just didn't have the manpower or the hardware to test it. The way it's looking right now, it's early 2019, so January, February. The thing is that it would be such a shame to just rush it out the door just to get it out as soon as possible, and you know, then find out that maybe it has technical issues or, you know, something like that. So we've been spending so much time just polishing the shit out of it, because this is also what this is also what Rami really appreciated about the game, and pretty much everyone. Because they're like, this is your first game? We're like, yeah, man, this looks awesome. Like,
you look like
so
John
much.
Romero.
I look like, I'm like the 2010s John Romero.
Yeah.
I just noticed from this angle, it's like, look like John Romero.
Hey, Chapoida, hey everyone, hey Primary
Hey,
Access,
Chapoida.
Martin, everyone. Anything to share about the beta? That's exactly what I was saying. Man, we had the beta test running on one of our laptops, and we had some issues with the cinematics, so we need to look into those issues and make sure that solve stuff on our end. Also, I don't know, man. We really don't know what to do because Don is telling us that he's gonna get us the voices soon. So what do? Do we wait for the voices? Do we push the beta out?
We wait for the voices. Always wait for the voices.
You know,
No test the game without voices.
that's the thing.
We need
It
all
would
the
be
voices in the game.
Yeah, it would be
In the
very.
beta.
And also, like, time is time is getting shorter and shorter. You know, it's almost like it's the half of October soon. On the 11th, 10th, and 11th, we're gonna be at Adventure X. Then the holidays come, and then we need to release. You know, so the beta is definitely happening. We just need to see how Don is doing, and that's the saddest. That's the most frustrating part because it's out of our hands. It's out of our control. We don't know how his health is gonna go, and we're really dependent on it. And don't worry, we do have it's the last game scenario, but in the very unfortunate event in the very unfortunate case in which he can't do it, we're gonna have a backup. Where it's happening either way. But we don't want to give up on Don because we just don't want to. So we're doing our best on our end. There's just everyone fingers crossed for Don to feel okay and deliver the voices. And also this weekend we're meeting with another very special.
Yeah, and I
We can't say anything about it. It's not a big deal, and maybe a lot of people don't even know who the guy is or the girl. But it's gonna be a fun collaboration. It's finally happening too, man. This was something that we learned. As everything was cool. I don't know. Everything was very cool and predictable and in control as long as
it was up to us.
It was up to us. And as soon as as soon as
you start,
I don't want it to sound like we're blaming people.
No,
but it's just very hard to administrate everything the moment you're already working with other people, mainly for voices and localization, because it's just, different people with different schedules and stuff, and just, man, it seems like working on an indie game is not that big of a deal, but the way we're doing it, at a very high level of production value and localizing and everything, it's crazy.
We're definitely gonna be better organized next game.
And, and
really start these collaborations as early as possible and just push that they're done by the time that we are done. Just try really hard to get them so that we don't get in the situation of having to wait for other stuff. But now this is what the situation is. So
But again, the good part, all we're missing are the voices and this collaboration that is going to go pretty smoothly. It's going to be easy to implement, right,
Nico? We
Nico?
don't have them yet, but they're in the process of being made.
Some languages are going to be harder than others.
Some languages are going to be harder than others. E-figs is definitely happening.
Yep.
We're going to... how many lines does the main character has to speak? I don't know, man.
Still has to speak.
A lot. A lot. Because most of those 12,000 lines are the 3 characters, So Kitty, a lot of Kitty... I think 80 or 90% of Kitty's lines are recorded. She still has to record some of them, but most of them are recorded. Don has to record most of his, but it's not a problem for him because he goes into, if he gets into the studio, he's gonna nail all of them. No problem. He's gonna nail all of them. I don't have a doubt about that. It's not gonna take a lot of time. It's just an issue of him being physically able to to handle it and go into the studio. And other than that, cinematics that still depend on him. We did something that you don't usually do in animation. We have all the animation other than the lip sync, just to make sure that we have everything. We only need to add the voices and just quickly adapt the animation to them.
The timing, depending on how long the lines are.
I think we have something like a half an hour of cutscene in our game. I don't want to say anything too much, but I don't want to exaggerate, but it might be the case. I know that the final cutscene is 5 minutes long. So yeah, we just really went all out with this game, man. We just really went all out.
Is it ever gonna be done?
But anyway, since we're drawing to a close here, we want to thank. We're very proud. It's our first award, best visuals at Defplay. Managed to break the trophy. Shit happens. We're gonna glue it back together.
We dropped Kitty.
Yeah, we dropped Kitty.
And
we glued her back
it
together. 3D printed kitty.
That's what I was trying to say. Not a real kitty.
Actually, she was dropped twice.
Yeah.
No, not dropped twice. Like dropped once. Then someone took her legs apart, and
But she looks like new.
yeah, she's gonna look better. No, actually, there was a friend came over and she was like, "What is this?" And she just yanked her apart. So this is the second time she's been glued back together.
Yeah.
So what can we say? We're back in action, working on the game. We did take advantage of this unforeseen extra time because of Don's health issues, and we added some cool animations to the game. Like for example, before Buzz, when Buzz talked to someone who was sitting or smaller, his head just tilted down. Now he crouches down. Looks a lot more realistic.
And just a lot of special animations.
A lot of special animations, yeah, they're really cool.
Environment.
Like Don, if Don is talking to someone and he's close to a chair, he's gonna lean against the back of the chair and stuff like that. It's really cool. So awesome. Hope to see some of you guys. Maybe if you're attending Adventure X, we're gonna be there. Come and talk to us. I think they're gonna be live streaming the conference, which is pretty cool. At least, I mean, the talks. So if you're gonna be in London, consider coming to Adventure X. Although I think it's completely sold out by this point. I'm not sure.
If you have tickets, come see us.
Yeah, we're gonna be there. And other than that, we'll see. We'll see when we live stream again. We'll live stream again.
I think we could. I could.
Yeah, I think you can. You have some animations to do. You can live stream and we'll talk some more.
Yeah, today I was really tired, but I think maybe tomorrow I can.
Yeah, and hopefully we're not gonna have colds anymore.
Yeah, for me the cold is starting to activate. I mean, in the morning and in the evening, it's like I'm.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
We're just like Roxy's feeling fine. It's just everything that
I'm
needs
really
to be
tired.
worked on.
Yesterday I've been on the road for 10 hours in buses and planes and everything, so I'm still really tired. But tomorrow
It's another day.
I can
Tomorrow is
try a stream.
another day.
Sure.
Sweet. All right, that was an hour from us. It was super nice talking to you guys again, and sharing what we've been up to. We know we haven't been streaming as much as before, but man, just busy working on the game and busy working on. Yawning. Busy working on stuff that's maybe a little bit spoilery, and that's why we're not so streaming so much anymore. So that was it from us, from Roxy, Liviu, Niku, Kami. We're saying stuck in attic. We're saying, man, no one can spell our studio name correctly. No one can. It's like a curse. I'm not even correcting people anymore.
Have
I'm just laughing at it.
Telling the name to Romanian people in their
like what?
Blockad and pod.
No,
they just
tell
don't
them
understand what it is.
And they have to write it down.
They don't know what attic means.
They don't understand anything. You have to write it down on a piece of paper to show them.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's stop complaining.
Okay.
Back to working on the game.
And peace and lovecraft.
Peace and lovecraft. If you haven't joined our Discord, please do it. If you scroll down, there's links where you can wish to start game. Check us out. Follow us everywhere. Not physically, just on the internet. And see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Peace and lovecraft.